Welcome back. So we're still very much in the holiday season and in the holiday mood. And so before we finish biting off the Salah meat, let's reflect on the reasons why that sacrifice, why the ram was killed in the first place. The lessons of Eid-Adha, the feast of sacrifice. So joining us this morning to help us understand the significance of the season is Alhaji Shamsuddin Owolabi Oseni. He's a National Public Relations Secretary, Nasrullahi Lafati Society, that's NASFAT Society. He's also the Governing Council member, Federal University of Agriculture, Mubi in Adamawa State. Alhaji Oseni, good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for your patience as well. Yeah, so first of all, how have you seen this year's celebration as against last year in terms of affordability for Muslims to celebrate? Were more people able to afford the Salah ram? That is also a big talking point.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be a very difficult Salah celebration. But funny enough, when we got to where they are selling ram, how much is this? It has been bought. How much is this? It has been bought. How much is this? It has been bought. And funny enough, we saw that manifest on the day of Eid. People were just killing ram, killing ram. Where is this coming from? And just yesterday, the third day of Eid-El-Adha that they do in Ijebu-Ode, some more colors. Definitely, people are preparing for this. And it's not about the matter of is money available or not. People prepared for it. Maybe because they know a lot of holidays will follow the Salah. As I'm talking to you, some people are still in their hometown celebrating and chewing their meats.
Interesting, but what was the price when you went to the market and all of the rams were bought? Did you ask for the price?
Definitely everywhere in the world there's inflation. So the price of rams last year won't be the price of ram this year, even in Europe and Saudi Arabia kingdom. So the price is always increasing in everything, even in daily production and consumables.
I take
even
it.
Your hair time and such.
I take it. You don't want us to know how much you bought your ram, Alhaji. But it's okay. But beyond the celebration, walk us through the significance of the season and, more importantly, how we can imbibe the lessons of Eid-Adha beyond the season.
Yeah, Eid-Adha is not just about celebration. It's about reflection about what made it to start occurring. It is not a celebration about Prophet Muhammad, peace of Allah be upon him, is existing before his birth. It is about Prophet Ibrahim, that is known as Abraham. When God commanded him that, okay, if I give you a child, you know, he has to ask God for a child. Okay, if I give you this child, you have to sacrifice this child. And because of obedience, that's one lesson. Obedient to your God. Because he was obedient, trying to slaughter the ram, God provided a ram that, oh, because you're able to pass this, so we are giving you this. So he has to kill that ram in appreciating what God did for him. He did not just kill the ram and leave it alone. He ate from it and he shared. And that's what we do. Nobody will kill a ram now and we want to eat it alone. It's about sharing it to people. And for example, in my society, Nasrullahi Lafati, NASFAT, there's what we call Qurbani. Qurbani is about calling people to put money in that Qurbani bond. And we had there a lot of money. We killed livestock. Ram, cow, goats, and we take it to different locations to give people that cannot afford to buy ram. It's about everybody being happy. So they come to that location, take their own portion of the raw meat and take it home. So definitely everybody is happy. Yes.
I think it's quite profound what you've explained, and time and again we've heard this just as a reminder of the significance of this season.
Yes.
But there's a point I would like you to dwell on and bring it within the polity. both for the citizens and the political class, as we call them here. And that has to do with the obedience part. Prophet Ibrahim obeyed Allah to be able to carry out the sacrifice he did carry out. He said, go and sacrifice your son. He said, no. He actually obeyed, and then the lamb was provided. So bringing it to the obedience to law, to the issues of civility, constitutionality, how can citizens, especially the Muslim faithful, imbibe this within the culture?
The truth about it is that I always tell people, when we talk about Nigeria constitution, for example, the laws are there, but people are always finding it difficult to comply. They are always finding it difficult to obey the law, and that's when we're talking about obedience. The truth about it is that if you're a Muslim, Allah said it in the Holy Quran, that after obeying me, obey the messengers I sent to you, and obey your leaders too. Leaders of community, leaders of your state, leaders of your nations. So that is why, as Quran stands as constitution for Muslims, any country, any location that you are in the world, you have to obey the constitution of that country too. For example, you can't say because a traffic light is not working and a last mile official is there, they stopped you and you're not stopping. It's in fact, by doing that, you are making yourself un-Islamic because you have disobeyed the law of the land. So if the law of the land is not against the law of Allah, definitely you have to follow the law of the land. For example, when we killed the ram for Salah, it is very important that you make sure all the waste is not inconveniencing your neighbor or your environment. You have to get it cleaned, because we are always saying Allah is a clean God and he will never accept something that is not clean. That's most times you always see, hear the Yoruba Muslims saying, on Eid-El-Adha day, after killing a ram, rain is always falling to sweep the blood away. Even at that, as a Muslim, you have to obey the law of Allah. What did the Quran say about it? What did the Hadith say about it? What did the law of the land say about it? And if you look at the Constitution, most likely, in most cases, they are always looking like what the Hadith and the Quran says. Because the Quran is always saying, obey your parents, obey the messengers, obey the law of your land, take care of your children, take care of your families, take care of your neighbors, they are your immediate families, take care of the environment that you are. You have to be just in everything you do. If you want to talk to people, make sure you talk something that will make them to be comfortable, to be happy. If somebody asks you for help, and you are not able to provide that help, tell them something that will make them happy. Not that you send them away, actually. That's what Islam is.
There is also conduct that is in line with the willingness to sacrifice, that is beyond what is codified in law. So in line with that, what is your message for leadership, to align with the calling to be willing to sacrifice? Because there's this call by the elite, the political class, on Nigerians to sacrifice. But do you see the same with the elite, particularly as it has to do with governance?
If you can do that in 30 seconds.
Yes. The truth about it is that in most cases in the Quran, Allah is always talking to the leaders that they should be just and kind to the followers. So it is not about just being a leader. When you're a leader, you are there to serve. When you're a leader, you are there to sacrifice. So the sacrifice is not only telling the followers to sacrifice. It is you as a leader showing by example that you are sacrificing, showing by your steps that you are there to serve them. And that's what about leadership is about, welfareism of the people and ensuring that every member of your followers, of your community, are well taken care of, either in hospitality or welfare.
And that would be a fine place to hang it. Thank you so much, sir. We've been talking with Alhaji Shamsuddin Owolabi Oseni, National Public Relations Secretary, Nasrullah Fati Society. That's NASFA. Thank you so much for your time on the program, sir.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
And indeed, a very good way to anchor the program. A reminder to all to follow the principles of Eid-Adha as we wrap up the festivities as well. Thank you so much for being there. I am Bukola Koka.
Enjoy your holidays. One more is coming within the week. I'm Jeffrey. On Sunrise Daily is up at the top of the hour. Bye-bye.